The Witcher 3 Songs of the Past just got huge news. Official trailer confirmed. The Witcher 3's upcoming Songs of the Past expansion has just received some massive news. After months of leaks, rumors, and insider speculation, we finally have official confirmation, and there's a lot to talk about. So let's dive right into it. Geoff Keighley, the creator and host of both the Game Awards and Summer Game Fest, has officially confirmed that The Witcher 3 Songs of the Past will make its debut during Gamescom Opening Night Live 2026 on August 25. That means we're finally getting our first official look at the expansion. While CD Projekt Red hasn't confirmed whether the trailer will include gameplay, it's very likely that we'll see a cinematic trailer introducing the story, setting the tone, and giving us our first glimpse at Geralt's final adventure. And yes, this really is Geralt's last dance. Now here's something that many people are still confused about. CD Projekt Red has officially stated that Songs of the Past is not just another DLC, it's a full expansion. So what's the difference? For CD Projekt Red, DLC usually refers to smaller pieces of content. These are typically free updates, such as new armor sets, alternate outfits, side quests, or quality of life improvements. They're nice additions, but they don't dramatically change the game. An expansion is something completely different. Expansions are massive story-driven experiences that add dozens of hours of gameplay. They introduce brand new storylines, memorable characters, powerful enemies, fresh mechanics, new equipment, and sometimes even entirely new regions to explore. We've already seen this with Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, two expansions that many fans consider some of the best ever made. Now, CD Projekt Red is treating Songs of the Past as the true successor to those legendary expansions. That means we could be looking at around 20 hours of brand new content, an entirely new storyline, new monsters to hunt, powerful gear to collect, new characters to meet, and possibly an entirely new region or a heavily reworked part of the existing world. If that's true, this could easily become one of the biggest surprises of 2026. Now let's talk about one of the most interesting details from the official key art, because the entire Witcher community immediately noticed something unusual. Geralt is carrying 3 swords instead of his usual 2. At first glance, it might not seem like a big deal, but for longtime Witcher fans, this is incredibly interesting. Throughout the entire Witcher 3 base game, as well as both expansions, Geralt only carries 2 swords on his back. One steel sword for fighting humans, one silver sword for hunting monsters. That's the classic Witcher setup. So why is there suddenly a 3rd sword? That tiny detail has sparked countless theories across the community. If you've finished The Witcher 3 and received the Witcher ending, you'll remember that Geralt eventually gives Ciri the legendary silver sword Geralt. Because of that, some fans believe the 3rd sword in the artwork could somehow be connected to Ciri. However, in my opinion, the sword shown in the artwork doesn't actually look like Geralt. Could CD Projekt Red have redesigned its appearance? Absolutely. That's definitely possible. Or maybe this is an entirely different weapon that plays an important role in the new story. Right now, nobody knows for sure, but it's one of the biggest mysteries surrounding the expansion. Now let's move on to another exciting topic. Where will this expansion actually take place? According to several insiders, we've been hearing for quite some time that Songs of the Past may expand the Velen region instead of introducing a completely new kingdom. More specifically, many theories suggest that the story will take place in the southern part of Velen around the former Nilfgaardian military camps. And honestly, this theory makes a lot of sense. A Twitter user known as Kersey pointed out something very interesting. By the end of The Witcher 3, regardless of which ending you choose, the war has essentially come to an end. If that's the case, then the Nilfgaardian camps would likely be abandoned or dismantled. That gives CD Projekt Red the perfect opportunity to completely transform that area of the map into something fresh. Instead of creating an entirely new region from scratch, they could rebuild an existing location with new villages, forests, monsters, quests, hidden secrets, and entirely different environmental storytelling. We've actually seen CD Projekt Red do something similar before. Blood and Wine introduced the beautiful new Kingdom of Toussaint, giving players an entirely new map to explore. Meanwhile, Hearts of Stone mostly expanded existing regions from the base game by adding new locations, quests, and characters. So if Songs of the Past really expands Southern Velen, it would combine both approaches. Players would revisit familiar territory, but everything could feel completely different thanks to new stories, new enemies, and major changes to the world after the events of the main game. Personally, I think that's a fantastic idea. Seeing how the world has evolved after the war would make the expansion feel much more connected to Geralt's journey while still giving players something fresh to discover. Of course, until CD Projekt Red officially reveals gameplay, all of this remains speculation. Thankfully, we won't have to wait much longer. On August 25, We'll finally get our first official trailer during Gamescom opening night live, and hopefully we'll learn much more about the story, the setting, and what Geralt's final adventure has in store. This is shaping up to be one of the biggest gaming announcements of the year, and if the expansion lives up to the incredible quality of Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, Witcher fans are in for something truly special. So, what do you think? Why do you think Geralt is carrying 3 swords? Do you believe the expansion will introduce a brand new region? Or do you think CD Projekt Red will completely reinvent Southern Velen? Let me know your theories down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated with all the latest Witcher news, leaks, and official announcements, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.